Jim Keating Art presents the Listening Heart Studio.
Hi, I'm Jim Keating. Welcome to the Listening Heart Studio. In this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about putting together a page for a children's book, in this case, The Listening Heart. And so this video, you're going to see me putting together the first page with any text in it. And that's important because when you're putting your illustration down, you want to know where your text is going to be. That way you don't have to spend an inordinate amount of time working on your drawing and working up parts of the drawing that are going to be covered by text. In my case, though, the whole drawing, I want to have a completed drawing because I'm going to be converting this into a digital format and probably going to be a little bit of animation involved. And also I want to be able to control the aspect ratio. I don't want to lose anything when it goes to digital. So I put all of the characters, text, background, anything you can think of, including like the toaster oven, the oven mitts, the broom. Everything is on its own layer in Photoshop. And so that's the way I've been working from sketch to the finished illustration. So even in my sketches, as I'm drawing my sketches, you can see that I have the ability to move around the early concept sketches. So I can use that to make a composition that I'm somewhat happy with. And then as I move through the drawing, I'll be able to take each one of those elements of the original, the original concept idea for the illustration, and move them around where I want them, and don't have to worry too much about what's going to happen later on down the line if I'm not too happy with the composition of the drawing, which is something that I'm grateful for being able to do the digital art now, because you'll see I have some of the, or I have one of the pages that I did 27 years ago, just pen and ink. And originally starting this idea to make this into a children's book. But back then I had barely worked with Photoshop and was really comfortable working with pen and ink. And then started to look into getting a book published and realized that it was a enormous amount of I don't knows and don't have the money, and so that project fell by the wayside and never left my mind, though. I always kept it in mind, and the characters occupied a lot of space in my head, and thanks to the characters for their patience. It's been a long time. So I hope to have this book out by May. But anyway, back to doing the illustration. So having everything in layers, that's really important. Knowing where your text is going to be, and knowing the size of the pages of the book, that is really important. So if you're doing this book for an author who has never published a children's book before, or you've been outsourced by usually by someone who may or may not have done a children's book before. They've done it through an agency who did everything for them. Now they want to do something on their own, and they have a very limited idea of what to do, how to do it. But as an illustrator, you've got to know, and this is to save time for you, you've got to know a lot of stuff. Like you need the text, or at least text blocks, so that you're not going to be drawing. You're not going to be drawing this huge composition, and then everything is going to be covered by text. You don't want to do that. So you're going to have to ask the author for the text blocks, the size of the pages. Hopefully that they don't change their mind halfway through your illustrations. They say instead of a 8.5 by 11 landscape, we're going to do a 12 by 12 book. And that, those things just don't translate. And then you'll have to do a lot more work to get that into the book. So really have have your foundation set in stone before you even start. And you have to have, get all that information. And if you're familiar with, any of the stuff like InDesign or any of the PageMaker software, know where your margins are, know where your bleed areas are. Ask if the book is going to be a full bleed book. That way you can work to the edges of your drawing, and or what would be the edges of your paper, the edges of your canvas. Again, this saves a lot of time because you don't want to do that. You don't want to do all that work and have it lost in the printing process or in the digital conversion or in the size. And you definitely don't want your the text to be covering up all the hard work that you put your heart and soul into. So those are just the beginning things of doing the having that. You have to have that before you start the illustration. Lucky for me, this is a personal project, so I can. The only person I have to blame for a waste of time or energy is myself. I don't have to, scream at another human being for not knowing or for me or kicking myself in the butt for not doing any due diligence. But anyway, I think I'll just let you watch the rest of the video and play some music. And at the end of the video, there's going to be a QR code where you can actually support the book by going onto my Patreon and getting a membership. I think the membership for the Patreon for the Listening Heart is only $5 a month, which you'll get a lot more video, live streaming. You get access to all of the sketches, doodles, writing I do in my notebooks, all that stuff that is going to be making up the book, The Listening Heart. And so you kind of get a little bit of backstory as well. And also there's a lot of content that you're going to be able to download that you can make into magnets, stick them on your fridge, whatever you want to do with the art. And if you're really interested in, how I put the book together, there are going to be some instructional videos, which I'm currently making, and there'll be a few other things in there that I think you'll like T-shirts and, of course, stuff for sale. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the video, and you'll hear at the end of the video as well, there'll be the narration by my son Jack, who's going to narrate the entire audiobook or audio digital book, which I'll put on for Kindle and I'll make it into a visual ebook. And that's going to be, there'll be a video on that as well. So doing the digital book with animation, it's going to be my first time out doing that. So that's going to be interesting. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I will see you or talk to you in the next video. Thank you for your time, your support, and I hope you have a beautiful day. One more thing before I let you guys go. Please feel free to email me with any suggestions, comments, questions. I would be more than happy to respond. And please like the video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Once again, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, y'all. I will talk to you soon. Thanks.
Noise never sleeps here, Emma yelled. She was really tired of it. After 2 weeks of living in the new apartment, her mom told her she would get used to the noise, and she would learn how to shut it off. How can you shut off the noise? Her mom could, Emma knew. Sometimes Emma thought her mom had gone deaf, because she couldn't even hear Emma's brothers fighting. She thought she would go crazy soon if she didn't find someplace quiet or learn how to shut off the noise. Maybe she could learn how to shut off the noise one thing at a time. Her brothers first, of course, then the city, then the really loud, dumb whining machine in the basement. But her dad said the dumb whining machine is what kept everybody happy in this building, whatever that meant. So maybe she just have to live with that one.